shots.
That's enough to take down a tough target.
Yeah.
That's
like a Reaper who's already injured. It's not great, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's pretty strong. I've got to say, it's hard to hit with all 5 because like characters like stationary target, a turret, you're gonna wreck the shit out of.
Yeah, especially because there's no drop off on the damage, so you can actually. He's kind of like a sniping support hero. We'll go through all of his things, and then we'll talk about how you use him and why I think he needs to be fixed.
All right.
So then we've got on left bumper or L1 if you're playing PlayStation, which he should be.
You should be.
He's got his Orb of Harmony, 30 health per second to the target you're healing.
Yep.
The range is 40 meters. It lasts 3 seconds until after line of sight is lost.
But with line of sight, this lasts forever, right?
If they're in your line of sight and they stay there, the orb won't go anywhere.
So this is a constant healing buff, and
or until the ally dies, obviously.
Of course,
as well.
Of course.
So yeah, this is a support mechanic in that he can heal targets.
Yep.
Really good if you've got someone sitting behind a Reinhardt, you just chuck on a little thing and. I was like a soldier. I love chucking it on a soldier.
Yep.
Because he can drop heals for other people, but he'll still getting healed, and it works out well.
Important to note, this is not as good as Mercy's healing.
No, it isn't.
Is it as good as Lucio's? I don't think it is.
I'd say it'd be closer to a Lucio heal.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
I like to say
30 per second, your healing is noticeable.
As a healer, I like Zenyatta to have a real healer. But my little trick is I throw the Orb of Harmony on Mercy.
Yeah, that's good. She heals herself, so I almost sometimes don't do that.
Yep.
Unless the combat's getting crazy. But again, let's just get through these. Let's get through these skills, and we'll wrap back around to when and how to use them.
Okay.
And then on your R1 or right bumper, you've got the Orb of Discord, which is a 50% damage increase on that target.
It's like a curse
for your entire team.
Yeah.
And the one perk on top of that is that if you attach an orb onto someone, your team can see them through walls.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's another little strategic advantage. Good if you... Again, it only lasts 3 seconds once line of sight's broken, so not great. Again, we'll kind of discuss that in a second. The range is 40 meters as well, for you to be able to hit a target.
Yeah. And if you can't, it just comes back to you, right?
You actually can't fire it unless you've locked onto someone within that 40 meter range. And then as an ult on triangle or Y, you've got Transcendence, 100 health per second to everyone within 10 meters of Zenyatta. Lasts for 6 seconds, and Zenyatta himself is completely immune to damage for the 6 seconds.
And it looks cool.
Zenyatta is a support hero, but he does so much damage.
Yep.
And his support skills aren't great. So as you were saying before, I personally would only use him when I've got a Lucio or a Mercy already on the team.
Yep, okay. He can't be the main healer. He can try.
I've done it before and you can do it. It's just you don't... Like, let's say a Mercy might get 8,000 healing in a match. Zenyatta will probably only do like 3,000.
Yeah, it's a big drop-off.
It's just not as efficient. You're not as mobile to fly around to individual people. Sometimes people don't acknowledge your existence and won't try to stay in your line of sight.
Yep.
Which is fucking frustrating. But he's a backline hero because he has no drop off on the orbs. They do quite a bit of damage. You really want to be sitting behind your entire team.
Yeah.
If Zenyatta's got 50 health and 100 shield.
That's right.
150 total, squishy as fuck.
Yeah, he's not going to last long.
So if your team is aware of you and they heal you or they at least just protect you, you can actually do really well with him. In the beta,
yep,
his orbs had no duration limit.
Oh, you mean like out of line of sight?
Out of line of sight, like you could drop it on a Mercy, she can run around the map until she dies with that orb, and you don't need to see her again.
Seems a bit too powerful.
A little bit OP, understandable. I understand why they changed it.
Especially with enemies and seeing them through walls.
But dropping into 3 seconds line of sight just seems so drastic that you are constantly throwing these things out.
Yeah.
And I kind of understand they want you to be more active in using Zenyatta's abilities.
Yeah.
Like not a drop and forget situation. I just personally think that maybe up it to 6 seconds.
Okay.
8 seconds line of sight. And then it drops out. That way you can still kind of get the benefit of giving it to a flanker and they have enough time to use it, like capitalize on it.
Yeah, they're going to be gone anyway.
And then it'll also make the Orb of Discord more useful in that you can go, all right, here's Lucio around walls, get him.
Yeah.
And it's actually useful as opposed to 3 seconds, it's nothing. It's
you could almost use it as like a priority marker, like take this guy first kind of thing.
Especially if you're talking in competitive mode, which I highly recommend. I don't like people who don't at least be in the voice chat.
Yeah, okay. You want to be able to hear. Well, here's the thing. Like, I immediately quit the voice chat because it's just the classic, like, some kid screaming at me. Or
selectively. But I like to, like, Tom and I, when we were playing, will be in voice chat.
Yep.
And we are constructively chatting about what is happening in the game, but no one's in it except like one other dude who was helping as well. And we were doing great, but the other team was like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah, that's fair enough. As long as you're polite, I bet you won't.
I recommend... I'm not. I get fucking angry when people suck. Don't suck. It's another one. Get good. Back to Zenyatta. He's apparently a difficult player difficult hero to play, but it's also, I just think, mobility is a huge problem for him.
Yeah.
He's like one of the only characters that doesn't have a mobility ability.
Also,
mobility.
Interesting to note, he's also one of the only character that doesn't have footsteps. Everyone else has distinct...
I always wondered, I think he looks weird when he crouches, he just lowers.
Oh, I haven't seen that, or at least I haven't noticed.
Another thing that people were throwing around to maybe adjust him was getting rid of his alt fire and replacing it with a mobility.
I like that. Maybe like I don't know, something like Tracer-esque.
I was thinking, based on what he is, a teleport.
Yeah, maybe quicker than Reapers, but shorter distance.
Shorter distance even. So maybe like if you're just behind your back line, you can teleport into them so they can protect you and stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
Even it can go up as opposed to Tracer, who just goes laterally.
Yeah, okay.
So you can teleport up, sort of like Reapers, but maybe quicker.
Yeah.
You know how, and you're quite vulnerable as Reaper when you're doing your teleport.
Shadow Step.
So maybe something where you aren't, like, you will actually be immune for a little bit.
I think that's alright.
Because he is so squishy.
Yeah.
And it just sucks when no one's protecting you, your whole team's dead, and you're just trying to, like, retreat, but you're going so slow that a soldier runs up to you and shoots you dead.
Zenyatta's very unique, and I actually don't know that I really enjoy playing him. It just for me, like, because he is, like you say, squishy, but you sort of need to be at least near the fight. And, you know, like, things can just hit you. Like, a stray Pharah shot's going to wreck your day. Like,
well, see, he's got his 100 shield.
Which is handy.
Which is handy, because Zarya's shot won't take 100 off you. Maybe it will take exactly 100 off you.
Pharah?
Oh, Pharah. What are they, 120? So you can still survive.
Yeah.
120, not even. I don't even know. You can even survive a Pharah shot. And if you can just retreat behind a Reinhardt shield, or just someone gets distracted with a Winston or something, you can just regenerate your health.
Yep.
So that's good. And I'll find, like, if I can sit behind a good team, especially down, like, choke points, and start hurling those orbs, you start racking up kills.
Yeah.
And it's really good, especially if you're really good with your Discord orbs.
Yep.
It's just really good.
Crucial placement of the Discord orb is really important. Like, you want to be aiming for tanks, not like tracers. I mean, obviously, anything helps.
I'll aim for tracers more so just for the tracking part, so people know where she's coming from. But she'll actually, if she uses her time shift or whatever it's called, she'll actually get rid of it.
Oh, that's right.
She can shirk it off.
Same with Zarya. Her shields will get rid of it as well.
I was right. It was 120 for a Pharah shot. That is big. I did not realize.
That is big.
So, I don't know. I think that, and then someone else was talking about changing his ult. Because they were saying it goes against the way he plays as a whole.
Okay.
Because he's a backline support sniper. Essentially.
Basically, yeah.
He's doing a lot of damage at a distance. And so when your ult comes up, you're required to get as close to the front line as you can. You have to be in it.
Yep.
And then you get out of it and you're just kind of there and you've got no mobility, so you're trying to just float backwards, but someone's like, there you are, and they hunt you down.
Definitely if you get caught on your own, you're in trouble.
So someone, what was it, Reddit maybe it's another podcast, I lose track, but they were talking about the same ability, but it's a projectile.
Okay.
So you can throw it onto a checkpoint, but you're still at a safe distance.
That's cool.
So you lose your immunity to damage, but you're not in the fray still, so you can just keep hurling your orbs into there while everyone's healing, which is, at this point, when you're doing Transcendence, you can't attack anymore.
Yeah.
So the alternate, you're not immune, but you can still attack. It would be the alternate.
I was telling you earlier, I saved a game as Zenyatta, just because like a point was contested, we're about to lose. The whole team's sitting in it, my team's like respawning, and they're nearly there. I drop Transcendence and just sit there for 6 seconds in the center contesting it.
Contest it, yeah.
And then they murder me, but it was enough for the team to get back. And like, it is, and like especially pushing a point, you drop one of those, like everyone around you is just like, you know, it's very hard to kill a team for that 6 seconds.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a game changer. And I'll, particularly when I'm playing and I've got my ult, I'll spam my ult's ready.
Yep.
And then as soon as it's on, I'll just yell, push. Push.
Just like giving birth. Give into a scream, push.
Now, Zenyatta is, I think he's geared towards just destroying tanks. Like, that is his role, essentially.
I'd say that.
Throw your Discord orb, take out D.Va, Reinhardt, Roadhog, Winston. That's your job.
Yep.
Now, you're pretty much weak. You're weak against a lot of people. Anyone that's got mobility, so your Tracer will destroy you quick. Zarya will destroy you.
Your Genjis of the world.
Genji will get you just because
he's quick.
He doesn't do much damage, but he's good at taking out supports.
Yep.
Hanzo can pretty much one-bang you with his scatter shot.
Well, the thing with him is that you're sort of a sniper, but he's a way more powerful one. Widow too.
And accuracy not so much, because I guess he's got the drop-off. Widowmaker definitely.
Yeah.
I've definitely... If you're good enough, you can take out a Hanzo.
Yeah.
If they suck, particularly.
I actually really like Hanzo, but let's save that for another week. So yeah, I don't know. We got anything else to say? I don't gravitate towards him. If I'm going to play support, I'm going to play Mercy. Because I feel like Revive is more useful than Transcendence.
Yeah, It is, definitely.
Yeah.
Because you keep your team alive. But again, I'll sometimes, if I feel like there's enough damage or enough offensive players or defensive players, I'll play them just because Transcendence is so helpful, particularly when you're pushing a payload at the very last second.
Yeah.
Like, you're at the end, you got to push it, but they're spawning on the last point you've got to get it to.
Yep.
If you can get a Transcendence up, you will push that payload to the end.
Yep.
So, I find them really helpful for that. Even on control point, you're trying to hold a control point. It's good if you don't have a Mercy, you've only got a Lucio, you don't have a Res, so if you can keep people alive, you'll hold it and it'll be helpful.
Yeah. So I don't know, that's kind of Zenyatta, right?
That's kind of him in a nutshell. I do hope they tweak him a little bit to make him a little more user-friendly, because just something, I don't know, I think the best change would be to make his orbs last longer out of line of sight.
Yep.
6 seconds, double it. That'd be so fucking handy.
That's all we're asking for.
That's all we're asking for. Is just give me like another 3 seconds around a wall that my friendly Tracer can kill an unfriendly Reaper. But anyway. This has been Nerf This. Come back next week and we'll have another hero for you. And in the meantime, listen to the PS podcast. We'll tweet everything about this podcast at our Twitter, which is _PS podcast. And we'll see you next week. Peace.